Friday Night Smackdown from Barcelona for the first time. This crowd was incredible. LA Knight opened up the show talking about everything, and then he was interrupted by Jimmy Uso. Jimmy said he is desperate for a shot at the United States Championship because he has no route to WrestleMania. It looked like we were going to get this match tonight, but then they were interrupted by Solo Sikoa and his bloodline, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Solo said if anyone deserves a shot at the United States Championship, it is Jacob Fatu. Jimmy was like, "No, what are you doing here, Solo and everything?" And then it got announced we were going to have a six-man tag: Jacob, Jimmy, and Solo versus Braun Strowman, LA Knight, and Jimmy Uso. Jacob Fatu was attacking Braun all over the place. We got the match. It was a pretty solid match. Nothing really crazy happened. It was one of those normal six-man tag matches. The crowd were great throughout the entire show. Which made each match, I would say, a lot better. Jacob Fatu is just loved by everybody. It's going to be great to see what they do with him at WrestleMania. He's facing Braun next week. Braun picked up the win after pinning Tama Tonga, but Jacob Fatu got the last laugh, putting Braun through the barricade with a crazy start to the show. Jade Cargill was interrupted by Liv Morgan, and she will now be facing Jade next week on SmackDown, so Liv's going to get buried. Charlotte Flair beat B-Fab very quickly, and then a absolute brawl ensued with her and Tiffany Stratton. We've been wanting these two to have something meaningful for the last 3-4 weeks. We finally got it with a crazy brawl from the top rope. Tiffany went flying onto Charlotte and security. Then we went to a commercial break, and then they were still brawling before Miz TV started, which was not a bad thing, to be honest. We finally got some heat in this feud. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton have needed it for so long because the other women's feuds are doing way better. And then Tiffany decided, you know what, I'm going to jump off the top again. Drew McIntyre had a promo, by the way, before they continued to brawl on Miz TV. The security were awful, to be honest, on the entire show. Like, security, you have one job. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton finally putting in some effort into their feud. And then, yeah, we got the crazy moment where Tiffany was being dragged away by security. Charlotte had pushed her onto like a box or something. Then the crowd were going crazy, and Tiffany like disappeared. And then suddenly you just see her. She was climbing onto the top of an advertisement board. Up the top she was. Tiffy time. Jumps onto everybody. Hits everybody but Charlotte. But I'm going to let her off because it was a really cool moment. Tiffany Stratton needs to beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. I don't care what people say, it's Tiffy's moment. We moved on next to Cody Rhodes, who will come out for Miz TV. The crowd were going crazy for Cody, as per usual, because he's Cody Rhodes. Big shout out to the crowd. The crowd were amazing. Every single match was phenomenal because of the crowd. Like, B-Fab Charlotte Flair wasn't a good match, but the crowd made you interested in it. If the crowd were dead, I would have been like, oh well, I'm gonna just not really watch this. But the crowd made it so much better. It just proves European crowds are way better than US crowds. But I think we all knew that anyway. Big reaction for the Woe, which was then cut off by the stupid Miz. And you don't cut off the Woe. And Cody kind of showed him that he means business tonight. Cody basically hit Miz with one crossroads, got on the microphone very quickly and said, I don't want to talk. I'll talk on Monday when John Cena is in the ring, in person. I'll see you there, John. Drops the mic. Bang. Crowd goes, whoa, to sing his song again. Cut to the next thing. Brilliant. Short, sweet. Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura was next. We'll keep this short and sweet. Drew McIntyre interrupted. Damian Priest still won the match. Shinsuke hit Damian Priest with a Kinshasa. Drew and Damian then continued to brawl. They're facing each other at WrestleMania. Look, if anything Drew can make a feud good, I'm sure he's got a good opportunity at making this good, but Christ me alive, really? Next up we had Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes, and the crowd went mental for Randy Orton. They were singing his song. It was great. It was like when we were in Backlash in France, and the crowd were awesome for Randy. It was a great moment. This was Randy's first match back after his long time out of injury, so it's good to see. And him and Carmelo Hayes have got great chemistry. They put on a really good, solid match. Randy picked up the win, was going to show respect to Carmelo Hayes. and Carmelo just shoved the hand race to Randy hit with a second RKO, went for a punt kick, and then Kevin Owens pulled him out of the ring, and then Randy and Kevin brawled for a bit, and then Kevin ran away. So there's our match as well for Randy at WrestleMania. Next up we had Gunther come out, and his opponent was Axiom. I didn't actually know Axiom was Spanish. I didn't know if also he was going to come out as A-Kid or just Axiom. But this match was really good. Axiom's really good. I know Axiom's really good. It was a solid match. Obviously Axiom lost because you need Gunther to win. But he did kick out of a powerbomb and the crowd went crazy for that. It was had Lamine Yamal in the crowd for this show, which was pretty cool to see. They panned to him a couple of times. But yeah, Axiom had a solid performance. Hit a top rope Hurricane Rana to reverse the big powerbomb from the top rope. Axiom's definitely got a great future. Also, during these two things, so before we had a Ray Phoenix, I believe, teaser, and then just before the match for this one, we had an Aleister Black teaser. So I don't know if both of them are going to SmackDown. We had nothing from the White Six tonight, though, which is a bit concerning. Thought we would have had something. Axiom then was attacked after the match by Gunther. He chucked in the crossface and choked him out. And I actually thought we were going to get Jey Uso. The crowd started yeeting, but Jey actually didn't come out. So I'm kind of happy because I didn't need to see the thing repeated for the third week in a row. But very good match. Quick but good. Paul Heyman would then come out to address the whole CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns stuff and told the fans, if you want to speak to Roman Reigns, you have to go to Italy next week. So does that mean fans can just go and speak to Roman Reigns? Go, yeah, Roman, why you hate of the year? What's the problem? I think it's definitely leaned to the triple threat of Seth versus Punk versus Roman. But the big question, which I think everyone needs to know the answer to, Wade Barrett reminded us, what the hell is CM Punk's favour from Paul Heyman? Like, what is he? Leaving Roman at one point? Getting them a main event in WrestleMania? It's got to be that. It has to be the main event. Punk can't not main event Mania again. It has to be. He was going to have it last year, but obviously the injury happened, so it has to be that. But then Seth's whole plan of trying to make sure Punk didn't get in the main event, it just failed. And finally, the main event of SmackDown. The Street Profits faced up against DIY in what can only be said as a phenomenal tag team match. I'm glad that it was done in a European crowd because I don't think they would have got the big reaction that they did here. Because US crowds seem to just not care about tag team matches anymore. Even when they're good matches, like the Royal Rumble, I thought Motor Machine Guns vs DIY was a solid match, and the crowd was dead for it. So the fact they did it here was perfect. And actually, surprisingly, the Street Profits won clean. They picked up the win clean. Johnny Gargano accidentally kicked Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa was then basically knocked out. Street Profits went for the Frog Splash. 1, 2, 3. New tag team champions. Shocking. Very surprised. Didn't think we could get new champs. Really didn't see it happening. Then again, I kind of thought we'd have something big on this show, even though we've had 2 brawls from Tiffany and Charlotte. But yeah, this was great. We got the thing we wanted to see. An actual damn good match. Good tag match. And a title change. Unpredictability on SmackDown and Raw are starting to come back. I'm liking it. So yeah, that was a really decent SmackDown. In fact, it was a really good SmackDown, to be honest. I think the crowd made it a lot better. But I really enjoyed it, and finally I can go to bed without needing to wait until the morning to watch SmackDown or ruining my sleep. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be a 2K25 video. Don't know yet. Bye for now.